Hello, and welcome to this video tutorial explaining the grading policies of Innovative Studies. Innovative Studies is a high school program designed to teach students the skills they need to be successful in the 21st century, including creativity, collaboration, and critical thinking, among others. The goal of the program is to have students apply what they've learned in school to real-world problems and create original solutions that help improve the way people live. As part of the innovation process, students are pushed to think creatively about the problems they're attempting to fix. We spend a good amount of time talking about creativity and why it is that high schoolers typically don't feel creative by the time they reach the 9th grade. A lot of interesting perspectives came out in our discussion, but the most frequently mentioned was the pressure to get good grades. Good grades gets a high GPA gets a good college, and a good college helps kids do what they really want to do. To get these grades, students often take the safe route, the one they know that will end well for them. Staying this safe, however, means they can't creatively apply what they've learned to unique situations. But what do grades really mean? To spark conversation around this question, I gave my students a little scenario about John, who works for a skydiving company. John has many job responsibilities, including arriving to work on time, being professional and courteous to his customers, training his customers on proper jumping and landing techniques, coordinating with the flight crew to ensure the plane's safety, packing and preparing parachutes and other equipment, as well as taking and printing pictures of customers as they dive. From a business standpoint, all of them are equally as important to ensuring that his customers return. To make sure John is on track with his company's goals, he, like most all of us, undergoes an annual evaluation with his employer. John just had his annual employee evaluation and he got a B. I asked the students what this meant, and they responded by saying that John was doing all right, but had room for improvement. I asked them where he needed to improve and had them discuss in their groups. The responses ranged from better customer service to better technique and explanations regarding safety. To each group, the B meant something totally different, and in all cases, the B was equally as uninformative about where John needed to improve. I next showed them John's actual ratings, in which he performed satisfactorily in all but one critical area: packing and preparing parachutes and other equipment. Customers that fly with John only ever do it once, which should be a huge concern. And yet, a B isn't that bad. In fact, it's a grade many students strive for. Now, while this is an extreme example, it showcases the flaws of traditional letter grades in helping students identify areas where they can improve and grow. Traditional grading systems typically look like this, where a blend of homework, projects, quizzes, and tests are weighted or averaged together to produce a final quarter grade. In this particular example, the student has a C+. If you look at the grade breakdown, it's clear that this student is good at homework and projects, tasks that allow for more time, more open-ended answers, and can be done at home, while they struggle at quizzes and tests, assessments that typically require students to apply their knowledge to new scenarios. You could even reverse the numbers and have a student that's good at quizzes and tests, and therefore the application of their knowledge, but is disorganized and doesn't frequently submit homework. They too would likely have a C+. In both cases, the C+ itself does not give adequate feedback to the students or their parents or guardians. In fact, even a 10 out of 10 on Homework 1 doesn't give the student any feedback. A more effective way of identifying strengths and areas for growth would be to break each assignment down into the specific skills it's trying to evaluate. In this example, you can see multiple skills across the top and different rating levels that indicate the student's performance in each skill. This helps them more easily see where they are succeeding and where they might need to focus their attention. After showing them this, I next showed our students an excerpt of my own evaluation. In our district, teachers are rated in multiple domains and can get either a highly effective, effective, minimally effective, or ineffective. For political reasons, administrators have a set number of highly effective ratings they can distribute, but regardless, this system helps show me areas in which I might want to improve. I never get a single letter grade for my overall experience, as I'm sure you don't either. It's simply not a good way to report your skill set. In iTech, we're assessing a variety of standards that fall into two categories: technology skills and 21st century skills. For each skill, students will be assessed at one of three levels. A 3 for mastery of the skill, meaning that they can consistently perform the skill well and in a variety of situations. A 2 for proficient, meaning that they can demonstrate the skill but at a minimal level or in only a couple of different situations. Or a 1 for beginning, meaning that they still have work to do to fully demonstrate the skill. In some cases, a student might earn a 0 rating, which means they haven't provided any evidence of that skill. In Pinnacle, you'll notice that the Innovative Studies page looks different from other courses. At the top is the overall letter grade for the quarter, which is based on the average of all of the skill ratings. And underneath are the two main skill categories, each of which also has an overall letter grade. This grade will help you see where students might need to look to improve. In the assignments section, you'll notice there aren't actually any assignments, but rather a list of the skills being assessed this quarter. They are entered chronologically in my gradebook, but for whatever reason don't necessarily appear in order on this page. Each skill starts with a code, either a CS for 21st century skill or a TS for technology skill, followed by a number. This shows the domain number and the skill number. Underneath this code is the text of the actual skill for easy reference. On the right is the rating the student has earned. 3s are marked as mastered and appear in green. 2s are marked as proficient and appear in yellow. 1s are marked as beginning and appear in red. 0s will also appear in red so that they easily jump out. Skills that have not yet been assessed will be marked with an NYA, or not yet assessed. This means that we haven't formally evaluated this skill yet, but we will before the quarter is over. The color coding was done intentionally so that you don't have to read each skill, but rather scan the list to find reds and yellows. At the top of this page, you'll see a narrative tab. Click on it, and you'll get a short summary of the grading policies and philosophy for the course. Included is a rubric explaining each level rating. I'd like to point out that all ratings are subject to change based on the student's most consistent performance, which means they may go up or down depending on recent performance. Let me give you an example. Technology Skill 2.4 states that students can organize and maintain a clean email inbox so that they don't lose track of important emails when they come in. A student might organize their inbox at first and earn a rating of 3, but much like a New Year's resolution, they might let it slip and let their inboxes become cluttered again. This could result in a downgraded rating to 2 or 1. The good news, though, is that they can always improve a skill rating to reach mastery, which is the goal of the course: master the skills necessary for life in the 21st century. If a student finds a yellow or red rating on their list, they have a few options for improving it. 1, they can redo the assignment and incorporate my feedback to help demonstrate their skills. Some assignments, though, are time-sensitive and cannot be made up. In that case, they can demonstrate their skills through different but similar learning opportunities. If for any reason students feel that I missed their skill, they can also provide me with written or verbal evidence and engage in an open conversation about their performance. Ultimately, the goal is to get everyone to demonstrate Level 3 work all of the time. We will go over how to reevaluate their skills in class, but know that this is possible. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video tutorial. I hope this makes sense to you, but if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me. You can email me at mccarrs@gpschools.com or simply click on my name at the top of the Innovative Technology page in Pinnacle. Here's to a great semester.